Good morning to everyone. As Aude has just said, to a beautiful sunny day. That we have to thank our Belgian hosts for this beautiful weather. It's a my pleasure to welcome you all, Excellencies, distinguished members of the Diplomatic Corps, and dear colleagues of the European External Action Service. I want to thank you, in particular, the representatives of the missions who are here today. Your presence is a strong reminder of our partnership, of what this service means. Diplomacy is built on dialogue, respect, and cooperation. And partnerships are not just between governments, are also between people. Today, on the 10th of May, as Aude and others have said before, we gather here to celebrate Europe Day, a day that marks a turning point in our shared history. 75 years ago, on 9 May 1950, only a few years after the end of Second World War, Robert Schuman made a declaration proposing a revolutionary idea, that peace in Europe could be built through economic cooperation, through solidarity, through unity. He said, and I quote, "World peace cannot be safeguarded without the making of creative efforts proportionate to the dangers which threaten it." These were not abstract words. They were a response to a continent ravaged by war, scarred by centuries of conflict and division. Today, that idea has become a reality we live in and a responsibility we must uphold. Yesterday, I was in Ukraine, accompanying the High Representative together with the foreign ministers of EU27 countries and some of our good allies. And these words were raised by many ministers there in Lviv, in front of the Ukrainian authorities. And that's why this has such a present meaning today. For 70 years now, the peoples of the European Union, 48 million citizens across 27 member states, have lived without war among themselves. There is no need to remind you that when we celebrate our Europe Day, a day rejoicing in peace, the world is being shaken by the instability, strategic rivalry, overlapping crisis, wars, as I saw yesterday in Ukraine. Let us remember that in particular today, when war is back in our continent, Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine is undermining the foundations of international law and killing thousands. It is a deliberate attack on the principles that underpin peace and coexistence, an attack that should not go unpunished. And we will support the Ukrainian people in their struggle for justice. And that's why yesterday we were in Lviv, and we were celebrating the setting up of the special tribunal of the Carbonell aggression against Ukraine in Lviv. Today, on Europe Day, we remember who we are, a community founded on rights of its citizens who wish for peace. While not far from here, other citizens still in European continent and hopefully soon part of the EU, Ukrainians, live under the bombs. We will continue to stand by Ukraine in its defense, its reconstruction and its sovereignty, European future. But the war in Ukraine is not just the war, the only crisis we face. From the conflict in Gaza to the suffering in Sudan, the growing tensions and people suffering in other parts of the world, we are reminded daily that security, stability, and dignity remain fragile. Coming back to Robert Schuman, our inspirer, it is worth quoting the preamble of the treaty establishing the coal and steel community where it all began. World peace may be safeguarded only by creative efforts equal to the dangers which menace it. Where do we stand today? World War II ended 80 years ago. European integration has been a success with its ups and its downs, but overall a success. There has been peace on this continent for 70 years among the 27 member states and almost this 500 million people. 40 years ago, the first countries, Belgium, Germany, France, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, signed the Schengen Agreement, agreeing to gradually remove controls at their internal borders and introduce freedom of movement to all nationals of their countries, other member states and some non-EU countries. Since then, we have seen how companies, workers and students benefit from free movement. 30 years ago, Austria, Finland, and Sweden joined the Union. So many things to celebrate this year. They brought with them strong democratic traditions, vibrant economies, and a deep belief in our shared European destiny. That moment was followed by 2 waves of enlargement, bringing in Central and Eastern European countries, nations that had once been divided by an iron curtain, but never in a spirit. Enlargement is not just about geography, it's about who we are. It is about peace through integration. It is about the promise that no nation that shares our values will be left behind. EU's motto is united in diversity. This is our greatest strength. Our approach is one of working together with a shared commitment to freedom, justice, and democracy, underpinned by the rule of law. The spirit and determination also shapes the European Union's action towards the world. This is our business here at the EEAS and fulfilling the mission of the High Representative Callas. The European Union will continue to fight for multilateralism, to support the UN and international organizations through its robust diplomatic network of 145 delegations across the world that also these days have been commemorating Europe Day. The global challenges keep emerging. Russia blatantly violates international law. War is back. Climate change is not improving. New digital technologies, while creating huge opportunities, also represent threats to democracy and security. International trade is challenged by a surge of protectionist tendencies. The EU mindset is changing. We must be resilient and prepare for worst-case scenario. We must also protect our economy, the bedrock of our prosperity. This is not just an abstract thought, political or just technocratic program. It requires an effort from the society as a whole. We need to understand that what we have achieved, this precious European way of living, is at risk, and we need to learn from past mistakes. We need to be prepared, but we don't need to be alone. We have friends around the world, those with whom we share values of peace, inclusivity, development, democracy. Partnerships and international cooperation will keep our values afloat, and they will help us avoid a race to the bottom. The EU remains committed to peace, partnership and cooperation. And as the High Representative constantly says, the EU will remain a predictable, reliable and credible partner for all those who want to work in partnership with us. As global challenges grow, so does our determination. We will always be a partner for prosperity, committed to open economies and rules-based trade, contributed to sustainable development and promoting mutual economic resilience and security. A partner for values and multilateralism, promoting fundamental rights and international law in a world where the UN is fully empowered to seek solutions to the challenges faced by humanity. A partner for security, leveraging our strategic autonomy to work with partners to promote security and defense partnerships. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, dear visitors, Europe Day is not only about our history, it is our responsibility for the future and for our future generations. This year we call on all citizens, especially the young, to be part of shaping Europe's future in a world that needs principled leadership. But let us also celebrate today. Today is an opportunity to show you the diversity and the strength of our engagement around the world. Diplomacy is often associated with secrecy and discretion. It's true that some parts of our work are confidential, but many colleagues here today are here to speak to you about what they do. There will be singing and dance performances from different regions of the world, and I thank the embassies that help us make these artistic displays possible. Allow me to invite you to travel the world in a day by visiting our stands and enjoy this festive, entertaining and family-friendly day. I wish you all a fantastic Europe Day and a good celebration today. Thank you very much.